Thank you for joining me. So this month of October, we have some Jewish feasts and festivals that we need to talk about. We do this every fall. Why is it important? Because Jesus was Jewish, and Jesus needed to fulfill the law and keep and practice the Jewish feasts and festivals. So here it is again, October. Remember now, because the calendar was changed by Pope Gregory. So just because Rosh Hashanah, which starts tonight, is in October doesn't mean that it always is, because God said the day starts at sundown. So this calendar that you're looking at shows the new moon today for Wednesday, October 2nd, but it shows Rosh Hashanah starting tomorrow. But see, we're looking at it at a 12 o'clock midnight, sort of that starts the new day, but God says the day begins at sundown. So technically Rosh Hashanah starts tonight and will go till Friday at sundown on the 4th. It also is a new moon. And so what is that? And that is when the moon is between the earth and the sun. And the moon's surface, when you look at it, it will appear dark from earth because the illuminated side will be facing away from the earth. So that is what the new moon is. And of course, what we know from our study of the Hebrew calendar before is that there's a sacred year, there's a civil year, and so Rosh Hashanah is the start of their new year. So the spring festivals, Passover, unleavened bread, first fruit, Pentecost, etc., those were fulfilled when Jesus was here the first time. When he comes back, the fall feasts, festivals, those will be fulfilled. So we have Feast of Trumpets, which is Rosh Hashanah or Yom Teruah. We have a Day of Atonement, which is Yom Kippur, that's coming up. And then we have the Feast of Tabernacles, which is Sukkot. And so we will be talking about these other ones as the month goes on. But Rosh Hashanah, that is the start of the new year for them. And I believe it is 5785 for them. Now, where is this in Scripture? So this is the Feast of Trumpets. Really, it's super interesting. You should probably just read all of Leviticus 23. But in Leviticus 23:23, it starts talking about the Feast of Trumpets. It says this: Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, you shall have a Sabbath rest, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation. You shall do no customary work on it, and you shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. So it says the 7th month because, again, they have a civil calendar and then they have a sacred calendar. And so this is the start of their civil year, the sacred calendar. It is the 7th month. Okay, so let's go on here. Let's talk a little bit more about Rosh Hashanah and what it is in our time together. So it is always in the fall, of course. It is a time of remembrance, and this would be 6 months after Passover. And so we know what goes on with Passover. And then this festival, or this holiday, I should say, is the only one that actually does fall on that new moon. And it lasts 2 days in and outside of Israel because they want to make certain that they have the date right. And they do blow the shofar more than once. And so it's important to kind of have understanding because Jesus was Jewish. And because our Christianity comes from Judaism, this is important. Now, I don't profess to understand everything about any of the Jewish feasts or festivals. I try to learn more all the time because it's so interesting to me and because God gave it to them, something for them to do. But I want to understand it because having understanding of that actually helps you understand those things in Scripture. And so knowing that the ones in the spring have already been fulfilled and that we have these fall ones yet to be fulfilled, it's just fascinating, and it helps your understanding of Scripture make more sense. So we will talk about the other ones as the month progresses. But again, starting tonight at sundown, we are going to see Rosh Hashanah, and that'll last for 2 days because God says the night starts at sundown. And probably your calendars look like this, where, like I said, we're using a 12 o'clock time frame for the date, but that's not how God established it. So Rosh Hashanah begins tonight. Armor up, we ride at dawn. May God bless you as always. Have a great day.